The New England Patriots once again are making themselves a desirable location in the NFL. Last year, no one wanted to touch that team with a 39.5-foot pole. Yes, that's a Grinch reference. I listen to the song like 5 times a day for my 2 young boys, but that's beside the point. What I'm trying to get is, last year, no one wanted to go to the Patriots. This year, the Mike Vrabel effect, it's hitting. I'll show you why. My name is Aaron on the daily Patriots content. Don't miss out. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the like button because you're nice people. And comment below. So, ladies and gentlemen, Efton Chism III, wide receiver, Eastern Washington. There we go. The red turf. Picked up by the Patriots as an undrafted free agent. A lot of people have compared him to a Cooper Kupp. Now, I do want to say this because I feel like it's important to say, is as Patriots fans, we can't put that expectation on him to be a Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp was a 3rd-round draft pick, significantly better combine numbers, and I think a lot of people viewed him as having a bunch more potential. I don't think anyone, when he was drafted, expected him to be an NFL MVP. I don't think anyone thinks that as Chism as well, but Chism does flash a lot of similarities when it comes to Cooper Kupp, and so that is a good thing, but we can't put that massive expectation on him. But that is not exactly what we're talking about today. Today, the important thing to talk about is Efton Chism had the Patriots were bidding against 6 other teams to get Chism, to bring him to the Patriots. Now, before we jump into that, this is all I want to say. Here are the important things from that. First and foremost, it shows that the Mike Vrabel effect is working. People want to come to New England, want to play for New England. We saw that when it came to free agency. Yes, money also does talk, but at the same time, a lot of these guys came out and said, listen, I talked to Vrabel, I talked to this coaching staff, I talked to this organization, and I wanted to jump on board. I wanted to be a part of this team, this rebuild, and this whole culture moving forward. That's huge. We need to understand that. That is huge for this organization. And so with someone like Chism saying, hey, I would expect him probably to be, he's from Washington. He's probably a fan of Seattle. Who knows if they offered him. But the other team that offered him were the Denver Broncos. That's close. There's a lot of people in that area that are Broncos fans. When I say out west, that's what I'm saying. So I'm not saying in Washington he was. I have no idea what his fandom was. But that being said, that would make a lot more sense. Hey, his family can go down there, all this different stuff. And we'll jump into that more in a second. But on top of that, the Mike Vrabel effect, we also have the fact that Efton Chism had all these opportunities. And yes, the New England Patriots had a rough wide receiver group last year. And he does have a good chance to make the team. But there was other opportunities like the Denver Broncos, and we're going to jump into that real quick, where honestly, I think he had even a better chance of making the team. You look at this team, you have Courtland Sutton, hands down, their best wide receiver. Mims Jr. has had his moments, but honestly, there's no one on this team that, when you look at weapons, that are really popping out. What's crazy is you draft RJ Harvey, a guy we talked about out of UCF, as, hey, he's probably has a good shot of being the starting running back. And then you look at Pat Bryant that was taken out of Illinois. He has the potential to get a lot of snaps for this team. And what's crazy with Sean Payton is, again, he really wanted Chism, and Chism looked at that, again, probably had a good shot of making that 53-man roster, but instead said, nope, I'm going with New England. That is crazy. Again, that goes back to point number 1, the Mike Vrabel effect. The man can bring in talent. And I'm not saying it's just him. I'm sure Elliott Wolf, Ryan Cowden, all these guys have some sort of effect. But again, we see that shift from last year to this year of no one wants to be here to, hey, this is a desirable place. This is where I want to be. This is where I want to play. Again, I think a lot of people would have, if he would have went to the Broncos, it would have made sense on the fact that good chance of making a team, not far from Washington, all these different things, being able to play, obviously Bo Nix and Drake May are both young quarterbacks, but playing under an offense that's Sean Payton's that has been successful. And he has really brought that team up in the Broncos, a playoff team, even though they got absolutely smoked by the Bills. Regardless, still made the playoffs. So again, the Mike Vrabel effect is big. This is huge for this organization. And it's in knowing this, I think of all the undrafted free agents, Chism, obviously up there with Larison, Dupree, Lamp, all these different guys, they have a good shot of making this team and making a huge impact. Now, I do want to jump into Chism real quick a little more. So as I said, there's teams after him. 6 teams devoted one of their 30 allotted visits to him before the draft, which is crazy that he wasn't drafted even in the later rounds. I think a lot of people thought, hey, we have a potential to get him later. As an undrafted free agent, he ended up getting a 3-year contract that included $234,000 guaranteed, along with a $25,000 signing bonus. A lot of you are like, well, that's kind of peanuts compared to everyone else. Still, for an undrafted free agent, that is incredibly impressive. So obviously, the Patriots were in play because I'm sure they had one of the best salaries, contracts to offer Chism, hands down. I don't disagree with that. But it's also at the same time, Mike Vrabel being able to woo him and probably convince him, hey, you have an opportunity to make this team. All right, and this is what we can offer you. We can offer you that potential, a young team, being a part of a rebuild, being part of one of the most historical franchises in this league. Why not? Why not? You know he spiced it up for him. So again, that is good news for the Patriots just because things are turning and looking up exponentially for this franchise. People want to be here, and that is huge. So comment below, tell me what you think, yay or nay. Again, it does kind of surprise me that he didn't want to go there himself. And it says right here, one of the reasons the lucrative deal is that the Patriots found themselves in a bidding war with other teams, which sources familiar with this discussion said right here, the Broncos, Sean Payton made a strong pitch to woo Chism to Denver, one of his 6 pre-draft visits, and he ended up failing, which is crazy. Again, Sean Payton has won a Super Bowl. Sean Payton has helped the Broncos go back to the playoffs in a tough division. It is impressive what the Patriots are doing. Do not belittle that. Do not belittle that. Last but not least, Travion Henderson. We talked about him the other day. He did not make... Oh, I'm so sorry. I did not have this up. My fault. The New England Patriots did not have Travion Henderson at rookie minicamp. He was not there. He did not show up. And not a huge issue, not a big deal. And Mike Vrabel came out and said as such. He said, listen, everyone stop freaking out. It's not a big deal. And he made it to the past 2. And so I think for everyone that was kind of like, well, what's going on? What's the concern? And listen, Mike Vrabel squashed it. Listen, not a major concern. Let's move on. And I think that's what we all need to do. And it was good for him. So again, sorry, here's the stuff from Chism. My fault. I thought I was sharing that as we were going, unless I click something else. That's my fault. But article on ESPN, that's really good. And then the Denver depth chart I was showing you. So if I was not looking at the screen, you're probably like, what in the world is this clown doing the whole time? I was looking at this as I was talking to you, so you could look at it. Anyways, don't worry about it. We'll talk later. Hit that subscribe button on your way out. What do you think about Chism? What do you think about this organization? What do you think about next year? Let's hear it. This is Aaron. We'll talk later. Peace.